This morning is looking like I'm starting with political stories. Lamido, Wike-backed I'm coming from Lamido now. Wike-backed caretaker hold key to PDP reconciliation. With the right that can't give divergent position on solution with peace talk. For reconciliation to begin in the People's Democratic Party (PDP), shifting should embrace the National Caretaker Committee. Former Jigawa State Governor Sule Lamido said at the weekend, the Caretaker Committee, led by Alhaji Abdurrahman Mohammed and backed by Federal Capital Territory FCT Minister Nyesom Wike, enjoys the recognition of the Independent National Electoral Commission. Lamido, who was excluded from the national chairmanship contest ahead of the now voided National Convention in Ibadan, called for dialogue and compromise. He reflected on the protracted crisis during a Ramadan iftar with the PDP officers in his hometown, Pamania in Jigawa State. Lamido, a one-time Foreign Affairs Minister and National Secretary to the defunct Social Democratic Party (SDP), during the aborted Tory Republic, said, "If we do not unite and put our house in order, the time constraint in the Electoral Act may prevent the party from properly preparing for elections." According to INEC timetable, parties are to hold their primaries for elective positions between April 23 and May 30. They are also expected to submit the electronic registers of their members to the electoral agency ahead of the primaries. There is uncertainty over the reconciliation moves in the party due to the inability of Wike Anyanwu Group and the Turaki Makinde faction to break the ice after the Court of Appeal judgment that dismantled the illegal National Working Committee. The spokesman of Turaki camp, Comrade Ini Emnebong, said the peace move had commenced, but discussion were being kept away from the
of the Pan-Yoruba social controversies involving traditional rulers in southwest Nigeria, stressing dialogue and unity as viable pathways to resolve a series of conflicts rocking. The release on Sunday, made available to the Punch, expressed concern over growing public debates and reactions surrounding developments involving reporters with humility and among all concerned parties. More story on that you find on Punch newspaper.
Umai Tinubu has repositioned Southeast. Work Minister Dave Umai says the South is now in its rightful position in Nigeria under President by carrying its people in Ebonyi State at the weekend. The project includes Onuke first section of the 465-kilometer Trans-Sahara Superhighway, where a 25-span bridge of 700 meters is being constructed. Onuke Afikpo Highway, Afikpo Indibe Beach Road, Ebonyi Cross River Beach Bridge, Amasiri Okigwe Highway, among others. Umar said, Southeast broadcasts what he's doing for us. Let our people that are not here, who are also on social media, know that the tide has changed and we are now counted and we are now at the right position in the affairs of the nation. No more bitterness and no more verminous statements, but appreciation so that we can get for the president re-election. And that does it for that story.
Near Akure Airport. Panic-gripped airport users, residents and farmers around the Akure Airport environment on Sunday when suspected bandits were apprehended in a joint security operation around the facility's perimeter. The incident occurred after local farmers raised an alarm on sighting strange men on motorcycles moving suspiciously behind the airport's operational fence near the Eleyowo community in Akure, Ondo State. Eyewitnesses hinted the Punch that tension began when a woman and some young men were seen running from their farms behind the airport fence towards the edge of the runway, shouting for help after allegedly noticing armed men approaching on motorcycles. According to airport sources familiar with the development, the farmers initially feared they were about to be attacked before security operatives suddenly swooped on the suspects in what turned out to be a planned security ambush. The suspects, who were being tracked by a joint team of security operatives were eventually surrounded and arrested after a brief pursuit around the airport environment. For more story on that, you can find on Punch newspaper.
All right, still with the Nation newspaper, Tinubu backs media fight for fair revenue from big tech. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has said his government will support the evidence-led campaign of the Nigerian media against big tech dominance, anti-competitive activities, and the harsh economic headwinds affecting local media. He described the press as an indispensable partner in the nation's journey towards economic stability, press freedom, and social cohesion. At the meeting at the State House on Friday, the president said his government will help dismantle the physical hurdles and the digital cannibalization currently threatening the survival of the press. He gave the assurance during an interfaith dinner with a high-level delegation from the Nigerian Press Organization, NPO, led by the NPO president and publisher of The Guardian, Lady Maiden Alex Ibru. The delegation also included industry leaders and patrons, among them Aremo Olusegun Oshoba, publisher of The Vanguard, Mr. Sam Amuka, chairman of This Day, Arise News channel Prince Nduka Ubiagbena, chairman of the channel's television, Dr. John Momo, Director General of the Nigerian Television Authority, Alhaji Saliu Abdulmahid Dembos, former NPNA President and Victoria journalist, Mr. Ray Ekpu, President of the Nigerian Guild of Editors, Mr. Eze Anaba, President of the Online Publisher Association, Mr. Dalami Modu, and President of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, Comrade Hassan Yahya Abdullahi, among others. Also present were all executive members of the NPNA, managing directors of media houses, top media practitioners across all platforms, and representatives of the civil society. The President said his government was already reviewing the tariff exemption list and will consider the inclusion of the items used by the media, such as newsprint, plate, chemicals, and radio and television broadcast equipment, which currently attract tariff of 5 to 10%. Chief Executive Officer of the APAN, Segun Adediran, in a statement said, if this happens, 3 items will enjoy a status similar, so that educational and research materials with the media industry reeling from skyrocketing newsprint and equipment cost. President Tinubu signaled his administration readiness to intervene by reviewing tariffs. For details, check the Nation newspaper.
Okay, going to Nigeria Tribune. Renewed hope, Tinubu approves distribution of rice nationwide. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has directed the Renewed Hope ambassadors to begin the distribution of rice across all states of the Federation to support Nigerians observing Ramadan and Lent. According to a statement released on Saturday, the initiative is aimed at providing relief to families during the ongoing fasting periods observed by both Muslims and Christians across the country. The president said the intervention reflects the spirit of compassion, charity, and solidarity that the 2 sacred seasons represent for millions of Nigerians. Under the directive, the Renewed Hope ambassadors will deploy their nationwide grassroots network to coordinate the distribution through states, local governments, and world structures to ensure that families across the country benefit from the support. Tinubu also noted that a similar intervention was carried out during the Christmas celebrations last year, when rice was distributed nationwide to support Nigerians during the festive season. He added that this continuation of the program reflects his administration's commitment to standing with citizens during important religious and cultural moments while promoting unity and shared national values. Both Muslim and Christian communities are expected to benefit from the distribution as part of efforts to ensure that the spirit of compassion associated with Ramadan and Lent is reflected in practical support for families. More on that story you find on Nigerian Tribune.
Okay, federal government uncovers foreign firms' blackmail plot during Tinubu's UK visit. A mining firm, Jupiter Limited, plans to disrupt President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's scheduled visit to the United Kingdom. The Ministry of Solid Minerals Development raised the alarm yesterday. The ministry alleged that the company was orchestrating the campaign of calumny to embarrass the president during the historic two-day state visit in company of his wife, First Lady Oluremi. King Charles III and Queen Camilla will host the president and the First Lady at the Windsor Castle on Wednesday and Thursday. But the visit in Nigeria, first state visit in 37 years to Windsor Castle. But in a statement by the Special Assistant on Media to the Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Mr. Segun Tomori, the ministry alleged that the company planned to sponsor a protest and media campaign targeted at discrediting the government over the enforcement of mining regulations. Tomori described the firm's claim as a tissue of falsehood designed to distract the government from effort to sanitize the mining sector. According to the statement, the controversy stems from the revocation of mineral titles previously held by Basin Mining Limited, a Nigerian company reportedly fronted by Australian national Steve Davis. The ministry said the licenses were revoked after the company failed to pay statutory annual service fee totaling $2,494,000,000 for mineral titles 45445 ml, 4517 ml, 4518 ml, 40532 ml, and 5033 ml. For the details of that report is published in the Nation newspaper.
All right, I'm still on Nigerian Tribune. Defection drama. PDP governors gets tough conditions to join APC, and they may lose rights to pick a successor. The camp of a serving governor on the ticket of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) is currently engulfed in a dilemma, over reports that the All Progressive Congress (APC) has imposed strident conditions on him to guarantee his defection to the ruling party. The serving governor, who is believed to be perfecting his defection plans, was said to have recently initiated contact with the leadership of the ruling party in Abuja. Investigations revealed that while the leaders of the APC in Abuja were willing to discuss with the governor, the home-based members of the ruling party believed that they could take over the state in the next election, with or without the governor in the saddle, instead of being allowed the usual courtesy of becoming the party leader once he defects. It was gathered that some tough conditions were handed down to the particular governor, leaving him bewildered as to what would become of his followers. According to sources, the governor, in a series of his talks with the top echelon of the APC, has been made to understand that he would not be considered the leader of the APC upon his defection to the ruling party. Another condition, according to sources, was that the governor would not be in a position to handpick a successor. A source stated that the governor was told that he would have to work with stakeholders in the APC upon his arrival in the party to determine the likely successor. It was also gathered that his supporter would not get special considerations for any elective positions in the 2027 election primaries due to kickoff in April. More on that story is on Nigerian Tribune.
Okay, taking stories from the Guardian newspaper. Suspected APC youth disrupt ADC event in Bakassi. Youth believed to be loyal to the All Progressive Congress (APC) disrupted an event organized by members of the African Democratic Congress (ADC) in Bakassi Local Government Council area of Cross River State on Sunday, forcing the gathering to end abruptly. The incident reportedly occurred at a venue where ADC members had assembled for the opening of a new secretariat in the area. Witnesses said canopies had been mounted, while chairs, tables, and loudspeakers were arranged in preparation for the ceremony when a group of youth stormed the venue and disrupted the gathering. A video circulating on social media showed some youth dispersing the crowd at the venue and damaging items set up for the event. the identity of those involved in the incident could not be independently verified at press time, although some of the youth in the video were heard making political remarks during the disruption. Reacting to the development, the 2023 governorship candidate of the ADC in the state, Effiong Nalong, described the incident as unfortunate. In a statement, Nalong alleged that the destruction was politically motivated and urged authorities to investigate the matter. It is a very sad development coming out of Cross River State. It shows the extent to which poverty has been weaponized, he said. He added that the party will continue to engage residents through civic education and political mobilization while calling on opposition groups in the state to work together. Nalong also urged that the state government to ensure that those responsible for the destruction are identified and brought to justice. For details, you get on the Guardian newspaper.
Okay, I'm back to Punch newspaper, and it says here, security experts laud IG over Kwara anti-bandits operations. A security expert, Mogaji Busayo, has commended the Inspector General of Police, Tuji Disu, for what he described as decisive operational leadership in the fight against crime, particularly following recent security operations in Kwara State. Busayo, the Chief Executive Officer of Western Eagle Security Limited, in a statement made available to the Punch on Sunday, said the IGP's recent engagements in the state demonstrated strong tactical leadership and a firm commitment to tackling criminal activities across the country. Speaking during a security engagement in Kwara State, he said Disu led several strategic actions aimed at strengthening the country's security architecture and restoring public confidence in the police. According to him, the police chief supervised security clearance operations targeting suspected bandits' hideouts and criminal enclaves, and also carried out operational inspections and strategy reviews at the Kwara State Police Command. For more details on that story, you can find that on Punch newspaper.
Okay, now going to the home front now, taking this story. Amajiri's influence sparks security welfare concern in Akure, with the rider as residents warn of looming crisis if street children remain uneducated. Ondo adopt humane strategic response of growing challenge. Commissioner, Women Affairs Ministry says it is profiling rehabilitation entrance. Rising security and welfare concern have emerged in Akure, the Ondo State capital, following the increasing number of Amajiri children, both boys and children, roaming major street markets and residential areas without supervision. Rising insecurity and welfare concern have emerged in Akure, the Ondo State capital. Findings by the Hope newspaper reveal that the Amajiris, most whom are school age, are regularly seen at strategic locations such as Ojaoba, Old Garage, Cathedral, Isikon, Arakale, Ijoka, major bus stops, and along busy traffic corridors, with the metropolis raising questions about their safety, public security, and long-term implication of the state. Residents also spoke with the correspondent, warned that unless the challenge of swelling population of uneducated and unskilled children is addressed, the possibility of a serious security threat in the future is imminent. Okay, with that, that does it for newspaper review this morning. And so we move on now to the next segment, where we'll be having a very interesting exclusive interview with one of the stakeholders in the tourism industry, to be precise, Niger Delta region. I believe Bukola will take care of that exclusive interview. Okay,
we are going to be listening or seeing the exclusive interview with the Director General of the Niger Delta Art and Culture Festival, Comrade Peter John Etuk Akpan, JP, who is going to be talking to us about harnessing culture and tourism with the unity of the Niger Delta states. Please take a look. welcome back. It's still AM today, and the next segment here is we are going to be discussing harnessing arts and culture for unity and development for the Niger Delta. And to discuss on that, I have with me here Comrade Peter John Etuk Akpan, JP, who is the Director General, Niger Delta Festival of Arts and Culture. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Good morning, Ondo State. Good morning, Nigeria.
Okay, so let's go into it. Can you tell us what Niger Fest is all about, the Niger Delta Festival of Arts and Culture? What is this all about?
Okay, thank you very much. The Niger Delta Festival of Arts and Culture, it's the coming together of all the 9 states of the Niger Delta to showcase their cultural heritage in terms of language, in terms of dance, drama, beauty, and even we are also going to female novelty football match.
Okay.
Others.
Okay. So is Niger Fest a government agency or non-governmental organization?
Actually, PJ Chills and the Crew Limited is the company that is organizing it. So Niger Fest is a kind of a project of PJ Chills and the Crew Limited. So it is a non-governmental.
Okay. We would like you to take us through the key objectives of Niger Fest. What are the key objectives of this initiative?
Yeah, first of all, I want to say that one of the driving force of the Niger Delta Festival of Arts and Culture is to bring about unity in the Niger Delta. It will also boost economic prosperity for the people of the Niger Delta. It will also empower youths of the Niger Delta and women, the vulnerables. And we have also packaged the Niger Delta Festival of Arts and Culture, to be a game changer in the sense that the over-dependence of our oil resources in Niger Delta, which will finish one day. So Niger Delta is coming in to say that there should be a diversification of the income that comes into the Niger Delta and by implication Nigeria. Tourism is always there. It will not end as far as the culture of the people are striving. That is to say that this event, which will be done annually from one state of the Niger Delta to another, will bring about identity of the Niger Delta person, and it will also make the Niger Deltans to see themselves as brothers. They will now begin to do constructive things, instead of divided vices which they are supposed, to be known for. That is what Niger Delta, the festival, will do.
So out of these objectives, are there anyone that you're currently having challenges with? And if there are, can you give us some insight on that?
This event, this is going to be the maiden event. It is the maiden event. We are going to do that. That's in October 24th to 30th of October 2026. So right now what we are doing, we are trying to move from one state of the Niger Delta to another to do campaigns, to make the states to know that this kind of thing is going to take place, and we are doing that in the form of a tour. Courtesy calls to the stakeholders, to commissioners of culture, permanent secretary, directors of culture, tourism of different states, Ministry of Culture and Tourism.
So have you met with any of those ministries in any states, or which states have you been to, and which of these ministries have you communicated with concerning this Niger Fest?
First of all, this event was endorsed and also given hosting right by the Akwa Ibom State Ministry of Culture and Tourism. And then last week, Thursday, we came to Ondo State to also pay courtesy call to the Honorable Commissioner and his permanent secretary, and also the whole of Ministry of Culture and Tourism, which was a very successful one. After giving the motive behind our coming here, the Honorable Commissioner was very, very happy and welcomed us very well. We had a very good time with him. We shared a lot of ideas together to see how 91st can move the state in terms of culture and tourism, which I said that it is a main pull factor that will bring in investors. And also discovered that the state government, this administration, is doing a lot. For example, the road to Idol Hills has been, I think it's under construction, and then those kind of things will make people to, love coming to see the wonders, of nature, even Idol.
Okay, so let's look at Calabar Festival. It's a big festival in Nigeria in terms of wild participation across the country and even attracts foreigners. So what is your agency doing to replicate such a festival in other Niger Delta states?
Well, the Calabar Carnival is a very powerful initiative by the former governor, His Excellency Donald Duke. The vision for Calabar Carnival is very wide, and we are really see that it has brought in a lot of change for the states, not only Cross River State, but at the region itself. But the Niger Delta Festival of Arts and Culture will, look at the main culture of the Niger Delta people. We will showcase the real, the people of the Niger Delta, the applied. We are going to also look at areas of ecosystem, the pollution, oil, and all those kind of things that have made life somehow uneasy for the people. So unlike the Calabar Carnival that brings in other kinds of culture to perform, the Niger Delta Festival will really showcase the culture of the Niger Delta people.
So how economic viable or lucrative is the creative industry of the Niger Delta people?
Yes, the creative industry is robust, but with the coming in of this festival, it will be a more robust industry, because it will complement what the government is doing there and other private agencies are doing, to make the tourism sector of the economy to be boosted, and people that are doing craft work, like we have in a place in Ikodekbene where they do craft, they can use sticks, they can use all kinds of things to carve, sculptural things, and even weaving. These are things that we will more engage these youths so that their economic value will improve. We will also make the hospitality industry, the hotels, during the time of this event. It's going to be a 5 days event, and so those 5 days will be jam-packed. There will be a lot of traffic to the hosting state, which is Akwa Ibom State, and then there will be a lot of flow even for agriculturists, for drivers and tour guides, because we will visit the tourism sites of these states that we visit.
Can you tell us cultural platforms or programs that actually engage and develop Niger Delta youths, cultural programs or platforms that can develop their talents, the talents of the Niger Delta people?
Yes, apart from the NAFES, which is done yearly, and that covers the whole country, the 36 states of Nigeria, including the Niger Delta, the vision of NAFES is also very laudable and lucrative for the young people. The Niger Delta Festival of Arts and Culture is another platform, that will showcase the cultural potentials of the youth and their talents. Music, in terms of music, in terms of drama, in terms of dance, storytelling, all these, even debate. We have even delved into school debate, where we also bring the youth to be able to, talk, talk about in form of debate talking about the Niger Delta people.
Okay. So is your agency PJ Cruise? PJ Chills is your agency PJ Chills and Cruise Limited involved in any cultural exchange program with any international foundation?
Yes, it is part of our mandate to have cultural exchange programs.
Okay.
Yes, with other countries, which it's part of the approved activity by the CAC.
Okay.
We are, when we begin the program fully, all those things will begin to add itself.
Yes.
Already we are talking with some embassies which we want to invite them to come for this maiden edition.
Okay,
yes.
Okay. What are the key deliverables and expected impacts of the Niger Fest? So can you highlight some of them?
Yes, the deliverables are immeasurable because it will bring so much, apart from showcasing the Niger Delta states or the Niger Delta people and putting them in the global map as people of culture, as people that have creative minds, and also the tourist sites that we have there will position the states globally. All these things, because we are talking about investment, we are talking about not just the dance, not just the festival itself, but the economic value.
Okay.
These things are the pull factors that bring in people. Maybe you go to a place like you come to Ondo, for example, and then you are being served with a kind of their cuisine. I love the one they call ila sipo, for example. Ila sipo, for instance.
Okay.
And then that person comes in, he has never tasted that kind of thing before, and because of that, he or she may decide to say, I want to take this home, I want to be taught how it is done.
Yeah.
Something to remember, something that will be that nostalgia that will give him or her the memory of what he actually came.
Okay.
So these are deliverables. In that aspect, there will be economic boosts, and then it will position the Niger Delta in the map, in the global map of culture and tourism.
Okay, I would like you to emphasize more on how the Niger Fest will position Niger Delta states for culture and tourism. So are you going to be highlighting the tourist centers? Like you said you're going to be visiting them, but how are you going to position Niger Delta states more through these tourist centers or attractions?
Yes, we will use all forms of media platforms.
Okay.
We will use the social media. We will use like your TV. We will use the AIT. We will use the cable. We are still talking with this African Magic.
Okay.
All these are platforms that we are working with, and we hope strongly that they will be able to showcase these states and put them in the global map.
Okay, so because of our time, what is the future looking like for arts, culture, and tourism in Niger Delta? What does it look like for the future?
The future is so bright because it's just like we've not even tapped these. They are yet to be tapped. Talk like we are going to measure in terms of 100%. We've not even touched up to 30% with all government is doing, with all these private sectors are doing. But we hope that in the future that the Niger Delta will be a destination, that will bring people, to know that these people have this and this and that. And peace, understanding is very vital when the people love themselves, when the people play. They say all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. These things brings about calmness, and an idle man is always the devil's workshop. So the youths of the Niger Delta will purely be engaged at these times. They'll be planning, since it's the yearly thing, they will not be idle. They'll be planning, what are we going to do again for the next edition. So I feel strongly that the artists who have not gotten the voice, who have not gotten the stage or the platform, will have it in the Niger Delta Festival of
All
Arts and
right,
Culture.
thank you so much for that, Comrade Peter John Etuk Akpan JP, for giving us insights on harnessing arts and culture for unity and development of the Niger Delta. And that will be all for this segment on AM Today. Thank you for staying with us. I am Adebu Kolauba. Do have a great day. Across Africa, the story of civilization cannot be told without the story of its women. The nurtured families, the sustained economies, the preserved culture and tradition. From farms to markets, from homes to communities, African women have long carried the quiet strength that holds society together. Yet, history often remembered the thrones and forgot the women who helped shape them. But across this continent, there were daughters whose courage, wisdom, and leadership left indelible marks on history. Among the Yoruba people of West Africa, women were never strangers to influence and power. History remembers Orompoto, the only known female Alaafin of the Great Oyo Empire. At a time when leadership was largely dominated by men, Orompoto rose to the throne and defended the kingdom with courage and determination. From the same royal heritage emerged another remarkable woman, Princess Pupupu, a daughter of Oyo who led a historic migration that established the Ondo kingdom. She became the first ruler of the kingdom, laying the foundation for generations to come. In Ile-Ife, the cradle of Yoruba civilization, another heroine is remembered through legend and tradition. Moremi Ajasoro, a woman whose bravery saved her people. Through sacrifice and determination, she uncovered the secrets of invading enemies and secured freedom for her land. Centuries later, the spirit of leadership rose again in Madame Efuroye Tinubu, a powerful merchant and political force in Abeokuta and Lagos during the 19th century. Her influence shaped trade, politics, and leadership across the region. And in the 20th century, a fearless voice emerged in the struggle for justice. Fumilayo Ransome Kuti mobilized thousands of women in Abeokuta to challenge unfair colonial taxation and oppressive authority. But the story of African heroines does not end in Yoruba land. In northern Nigeria, Queen Amina of Zazo rose as a formidable warrior queen. She led military campaigns that expanded her kingdom and fortified its cities with walls that history still remembers today. Another remarkable daughter of the region was Nana Asma'u, a scholar, poet, and teacher Through a network of educators, she brought knowledge and learning to women across the Sokoto Caliphate. Further west in Ghana, Ya Asantewa, the Queen Mother of the Asante Kingdom, led a historic resistance against colonial forces in defense of the sacred golden stool. In the Kingdom of Dahomey, women took extraordinary roles in defending their land. The Agoje, an elite all-female military regiment, stood among the most formidable fighting forces of their time, led by fearless commanders such as Sedon Hobe. In Southern Africa, Princess Nkabai played decisive roles in royal succession and political strategy within the Zulu kingdom, shaping the destiny of her people from behind the throne. And in Ethiopia, history remembers powerful women who stood at the center of empire. Empress Seitu Betul helped lead the resistance that defeated invading forces at the Battle of Adwa, preserving Ethiopia's sovereignty. Years later, Empress Zeditu would ascend the imperial throne herself, ruling as one of Africa's rare female sovereign monarchs. These women were not exceptions, they were evidence that the African woman has always possessed the wisdom to guide, the courage to defend, and the strength to lead. Today, the African woman continues to shape society in new ways. She is a farmer feeding communities, a teacher shaping minds, a doctor saving lives, an entrepreneur building businesses, a leader influencing policy and governance. Africa reflects on its future. One truth becomes clear. The destiny of the African girl child must be seen beyond narrow expectations. She can nurture a home and shape a nation. She can raise families and lead institutions. She can preserve culture and transform governance. Empowerment in the African sense is not a battle between men and women. It is partnership, not competition but complementarity, not rivalry but contribution. For the progress of society depends on the combined strength of men and women working together. Because Africa does not rise when men rise alone. Africa rises when her daughters rise too. We celebrate the daughters of the continent, past, present, and future. For among the young girls walking to school today may stand the next builders of nations, the next voices of courage, and the next heroines of Africa.
Alright, you're welcome back. That documentary, mini documentary you just watched, the objective is to actually take you down the history lane to recognize and spotlight the achievement of women that have registered their space in the space of time and existence and have contributed to the development of the society one way or the other. And it's a very interesting one, and just to justify the fact that we cannot, overemphasize or rule out the effort of women in the development of any society. Okay, so now I believe you also saw that exclusive interview, recorded version, where we talked about announcing art and culture for unity and development in the Niger Delta, where we featured Comrade John Etuk-Akpan, the Director General of the Director General Niger Delta Festival of Art and Culture. All right, that's for that. So we move on next to our first roundtable discussion for today, and so we are going to be looking at the topic. So it borders on artificial intelligence, to be precise. So in a way of introduction, in our world today, artificial intelligence, has come to stay, and it has become every part of our daily lives, from mining to. Okay, let's take a break. When we come back, we'll actually discuss that. So we move on to our next discussion for today. It borders on artificial intelligence. In a way of intro, in our world today, artificial intelligence is now part of our everyday life, from mining to manufacturing to banking, health sector, and many more. Even in the corporate settings, it's looking like artificial intelligence has come to stay. So be that as it may, there are raising concerns and questions whether artificial intelligence has come to replace humans in the labor market, or probably it has come to provide more opportunities for workers to leverage to enhance their productivity in the discharge of their duties. So that will be the basis for our discussion this morning, and we are looking at the topic artificial intelligence and the future of human jobs, threat or opportunity. So to help us shape the discussion and explore it further, we are being joined by Mr. Gospower Otali, the CEO of Waiting Day Integrated Technology Limited, so to say. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much,
sir. We sincerely appreciate for honoring our invitation.
Thank you, sir.
Now let's begin with this.
Okay.
Artificial intelligence. Interestingly, you are a CEO, a 21st century CEO at that, and I believe you are very fast with tech.
Yeah.
All right. Now, I want to paint an analogy here. If you are given the opportunity to employ, maybe a personal assistant, for instance, human, or leverage on the artificial intelligence app on your phone or gadget, what would be your preference?
Wow. Okay. So first of all, let's discuss what is artificial intelligence.
Okay.
Now, that comes with this kind of simple definition of this is a computer system that normally performs, tasks that requires human intelligence. You understand, like learning, decision making, problem solving, and probably language translation.
Okay.
You understand? Now, AI has come to stay and is here now. And one of the things that you can do in this age and now is to learn. Now, it's not going to take our jobs.
Okay.
It's only going to improve the creativity you are able to put in any job you are doing. I'm a software engineer. And before the advent of artificial intelligence, we used to, rack our brains, code from scratch, do a whole lot of work and all that. But with the advent of AI, we are able to really integrate all these functions, like making decisions, solving some of the problems we used to have years ago. At the tip of your finger, you have the solution. Now, back to your question.
Okay.
You asked, what would be my preference if I'm to employ? One, I will want to look at the skills you can do. What are the skills you have with you? Digital skills majorly. And also, are you able to leverage on the use of AI to improve the level of work that you want to do for me to be more faster and solve quick problems I need to solve really. I don't know if you get that. So my preference would be that I want to be sure you have enough skill that will benefit my company, that will add value to my company, that will project the light of that company out there. I don't know.
Okay, now let's look at it from the point of view of economy. If you have to economize, to employ a personal assistant from the Nigeria standard, it's going to cost you less than 100,000 naira in a month, if I'm
even more than
right. Even more than that.
Yeah.
But to just subscribe to an application, because I believe if it has to do with computer-related tasks, you can leverage artificial intelligence.
Definitely.
So, considering that economic factor, if you have to economize, what will still be your preference?
Okay, very good. Now, I won't employ because you can do the job. I will employ because you have the skill, not with your certificate. These days, a lot of people are out there, they just carry certificates up and down, and they don't really have the technical skill to really do the job. Now, if I want to employ personal assistants, for instance, I want to be sure, you can actually do video editing, you can do content creation, you can generate prompt that will give me results on what I'm asking you to do. You understand? So my preference is that, one, I will say buttress on skill. I will say buttress on how intelligent are you to be able to generate things for me, give me results. I want result-oriented, task that will be done, and you can jump at it. Now let me state some examples. For instance, now a company wants to employ, and you want to shoot the video, go from video shooting, go to post-production, editing, making this whole stressful job. It can take you days. Meanwhile, these days you can actually write a prompt to AI, and AI generates all these things for you at the tip of your finger. Okay, now, there's a song trending currently. Is it Papa? I can't remember the song now. Kumamate Papa. Hey, that song, do you know it's AI generated?
Really? Okay.
Yeah, it is actually. Okay. Now, that song is flying currently because, if I had to do that song with the musical instruments, with everything involved in that song, I would need a lot of resources, but just put that song to AI and say, do this for me. And AI generates all the things for you automatically. Put the sounds, put the musical instrument, put the effects, put everything, and you have there. Put it on Spotify, put everywhere. Now the song is trending. Understand? So if I'm to do that, like a project we were handling recently, we needed to shoot videos for young people to be able to follow through with learning online in an e-learning platform, and we look at the cost of shooting the video, bringing instructors, talking about all these things, and also putting illustrations, and we saw that AI could actually do the job.
Absolutely.
And we are paying less.
Because to subscribe is, I'm not sure it's 100,000 a month.
No, because you have to pay.
Even some are free. It's just that
it's free. If you want to upgrade, you just pay. You just go to a higher level, and you have access to all of these things automatically. You understand? So one of the things you can do at this age right now is to learn and to improve whatever you are doing at this stage. So if you are working somewhere in the parastatal or in a government official, like for instance the flyer for this program, I had to flesh it with AI and say, okay, AI, this is the flyer. I want you to give me a very beautiful, realistic flyer for this program. Okay. And what did they do? It gave me a beautiful thing you saw. I was like, okay, wow, this is better. You understand? Now, I'm not saying to drive away those who are or remove them out of job. It won't. You understand? But if they learn, they could actually improve the productivity of what they are getting on anything they are doing.
But there are concerns. Maybe that will bring us to the next question.
Okay.
This concept of automation by AI in the atmosphere, the workflow of the office setting, so to say now.
Okay. Which
areas or sector do you think are most vulnerable to this possibility of AI in terms of automation taking over?
Wow. I had a story of an hotel, in Singapore, that when you log in, when you come into the hotel, you hardly see just 2 staff. It's only 1 staff you see.
Yeah. Okay. Wow.
Because at the point of entering the hotel, all you see is somebody is not at the desk. You use your card, check in yourself, take your key.
Not even
at all. you go, in fact, before you can see anybody, nobody to carry your bag for, because there are robots where you just put your bag here, it just drives you straight to your room. All these things have been automated and programmed. Maybe when you see somebody just maybe once in a while and say, oh, okay, how are you doing? You don't even have somebody to greet you and say, oh, how are you doing? Yeah, it can pose a threat in a way, because you can't totally replace humans. Understand? But of course, there are certain things you cannot just automate. Today we have driverless cars that drive you around, but you can't bring that to Nigeria, of course, definitely. You understand? But in a place where the system works properly, AI can be used for automation that will ease the process of. Now, today you go to banks, you go to eateries, you have a security man opening the door for you, opening and closing every time, opening and closing. But if you install just a sensor, robotics that just does the job, senses your shadow from afar and opens it automatically for you. You understand? That could actually ease the stress, and you pay less for someone who is coming to actually open the door for you, say welcome sir, but the AI will not greet you definitely. But the human part of it will say, oh, you're welcome sir. How are you doing sir? Hope you're fine sir. You understand?
I believe they can be programmed to do that as well.
Definitely they can.
Because some will tell you that in terms of simulation now, AI kind of express emotions.
AI dwells on human data.
Okay.
It is what you give to it that it gives back to you, just like it go garbage in, garbage out. You
But
understand?
they can be programmed to do that.
Definitely.
To express emotions, something.
Anything you want them to do, you tell them to do it. Say, okay, do this for me, do this for me, do this for me. Okay, overnight I was working on a project, and at a point I got stuck. What do I need to do? I just pasted, I say, AI, this challenge I'm having with this script, can you please analyze and let me know where the problem is coming from? And he was able to. That's the problem solving aspect of it. Now, humanly speaking, I can be stuck for the next 1 week trying to solve the problem. Oh, what is this, and all that, because it's programming and it draws on human data. You have given it everything you want it to see, and it's going to analyze those things and give you the reports back.
Okay, when you said you made mention of robots expressing emotions.
Okay.
Does that suggest that AI is gradually replacing human in the labor market if they can express emotion in such a situation?
Well, AI is not replacing any human.
Okay.
It's only changing the future of work.
Okay.
It's changing the future in a lot of ways. And one of the things you can do is to learn, so you can be able to integrate AI into the creativity of what you do.
Okay.
Now, I have a fashion designer who use AI to generate our imagination on our head. And say, okay, I want this dress to be like this. I want you to put this, and I give this prompts to AI, and it generates exactly what you have in your head. And you are able to implement this to your customers and say, oh, this is beautiful. Now, AI can be implemented in every aspect of life. Workplace, finance, just mention them. Understand? But the good use of it is what makes you better. Now, the fear, what people should be afraid of is that if you are not using AI now, those who are using AI will take your job from you. Because you rather employ somebody who uses AI to improve productivity for you than employ somebody who does not know anything about it at all.
So you're saying that humans should be vast in the knowledge of AI.
Vast in the knowledge of AI.
So
They
that
should learn. They should learn. They should learn.
Okay. So let's look at the technological aspects of AI and the basic algorithm.
Okay.
How come AI can process a large number of information in just a split second?
It's programming. And
Okay.
like I said earlier, it dwells on human data.
Okay.
Now, a lot of us have digital footprints online. You go on any AI now and post your information, you might likely, get a result about yourself. If you go to AI now, any of the AI, I don't want to mention their names now. Now, just go online and say, okay, who is so person? Now, it's going to pull information from every resources using web crawlers to ensure that you get information coming to your table and say, okay, this is who this person is. This person has featured in this place. This person has featured in this link, because they have access to your data.
Okay.
You understand? So, like Google has information to almost every website online. By the time you type anything on Google is definitely going to give you information back and say, oh, and now every platform is now integrating AI model into their systems. So you will have a robust platform to work with.
Okay.
Now, speaking of I like your emphasis on learning, that AI has not come to take the place of humans, but for us to just learn. Now, considering the Nigerian educational system and our curriculum, will you say that we're actually preparing the young ones for AI-driven economy, in your view?
No. This education system of the country is not really preparing young people for this. Everyone you see learning and doing well in the society today are actually having extracurricular activity outside of the school. And that's one of the things the education system needs to look into. They need to teach these students from school.
Okay, so what would be your recommendation now in terms of inserting into the curriculum?
I think we should change all our curriculum, actually. Now, if you get to some universities, you will see that the old programming languages for computer science are still what they are learning. Now, lecturer comes to class, what he was taught years ago, he see what he brings to the class to teach 21st century students. How can you say write program, okay, debug this program, and you write it on paper, no computer test? I did that.
I did that too.
You understand? So you're like, okay, run this program. I will now come out of it and say, come, did you run? Did you run?
No.
Now, most of them don't know. Now, one of the things you need to do is bring them on board, teach them. And one of the things we are doing now as an academy is to catch them young. We want to catch them young before a student goes to university. Please introduce them to computing. Let them learn basic things on programming. And some of them will become, well to do, that they won't have to call their parents and say, oh, mommy, please, I need money for this, I need that. Because why? The skill they have will generate a job for them. Because these days people don't look for certificates anymore. They want to get what people can do and say, oh, can you do this for me? Regardless of your knowledge, regardless of the certificate you have, can you do this for me? Oh yeah, let's do it together. You understand? We are ready to pay you willingly.
Okay, but let me quickly ask more question on that. As an academy, have you approached any school to propose probably a session to educate their students?
Yes, we do.
Okay, you do that.
We do that.
Okay,
and we have a lot of them that come for IT also with us. And we also train them on that aspect. You understand? So before they are going back to school, they are already grounded. And most of them are now independent. So by the time they are going back to the labor markets, they are able to understand that, oh, I can integrate AI into this, what I'm doing. I can integrate AI into what I'm doing. And I can also make money. Some of them even work with the school authority. And the school authority pay them. A student being paid by the school authority.
Nice. Okay, let's explore job opportunities.
Okay.
So what are the job opportunities or industry that this AI is going to create in years to come?
Okay, now beautiful. For instance, let's take your session, this station for instance.
Okay.
Now, you might want to look at how you can fine-tune most of your musicals, audios, videos, using AI, visuals, graphics, you understand, animations, into whatever you are doing, and make it more of international standard, because AI is coming and it is here to stay. You understand? Now, anybody who is coming to apply and you know this person has knowledge of AI and can do a whole lot of things. Now, you are one person, but you can do multitasking. You understand? You know so many things about everything.
Jack of all trades.
You understand? Jack of all trades, and you are good at what you do. Definitely the management will pay the person and say, please come. Now, in the world of programming, you could generate jobs in every way. Like you can build solutions using AI to support what you're doing, and you can generate a lot of money. Gaming, generate programs, generate solutions, just solve a problem somewhere. And AI cannot be a welder. AI cannot sweep the road. Though their machines are automated to do that now. But what if a dog runs past the place? Do you understand? So
I've actually seen a video on social media where this robot was going to deliver food. I think it's programmed to go deliver food. Then it got stuck.
I saw the video. I saw the video. It got stuck, and it needed a human to pull the robot out of the hole. Now after that, before you could find balance, before the robot could find a balance, it took a lot of time. But it will say to now, if there was no human there, you don't get your delivery at the end of the day. So you can't override the aspect of humans. But you can
beyond jobs now, let's talk about the effect, negative effect now. We talked about invasion of privacy, the way the AI works, having access
to information.
Also misinformation and misrepresentation, especially with technology like deepfake. Using videos, AI-generated videos to misrepresent people's identity one way or the other, and it's becoming a growing concern in our society. So, in what do you think can be done to address this, maybe in terms of what should government do, in what way should individuals conduct themselves, and also on the part of the developer, to what extent should they filter the access or service of these AI generation or AI services.
Okay, now good. Now in that aspect, the threat is everywhere. Okay. You might see somebody just generate a video of you climbing anything or doing anything, and it's not you. There was a video trending online of one of our senators who was in a private jet with a woman massaging her leg and all that. It's actually AI generated. You understand? Now it poses a lot of threats because everybody is learning, but not everybody are learning for the use for their productivity to implement it into what they are doing currently.
Some are even interested in traffic on social media.
They're just interested in traffic, just there is something that will bring traffic. In fact, that's a major aspect to it, because they know that when this thing's trend, they will pay me. Social media will pay me. YouTube will pay me. People are generating AI videos that's faceless. They don't even see you. But once you click view, you have millions of views everywhere. People are viewing, they want to see what is happening there. So one thing I can say is look at digital footprints as a person. What are your digital footprints? What are information of yourself you put out there? If you don't put it out there, AI does not have access to it. Everything is connected online. You come here, you see yourself. You come here, you see yourself. Now, a lot of people these days have digital footprints of themselves everywhere. Do you understand? And most of them don't know that internet never forgets. Never forgets what happens later. It will pick it up and show you and say, years ago. Now there was also a video trending, one of our SSC to the president, and he was talking about Bawa. His name was Bawa. I forgot him. Daniel Bawala. Yes. Now, and he was just expressing himself freely. Now people heard him to dig out those information from where we kept them. Now he's talking about digital footprint, where he has left those videos, forgetting that he had appeared on several stations, and all these things are online. They will definitely look for you. So be careful of what you put out there. Don't put out your privacy that you know are very, very confidential. But these days people I want to go to the toilet, I put my information there. I'm now in my car, you can even be kidnapped. Maybe you want to show off.
It's a bit, what you said is not as if it's not achievable, but it's a bit difficult because we are so addicted to internet these days.
Everybody's on their phone.
So let's look at on the part of the government and the developers. In what way can they actually contribute to address this menace?
Well, I think it's also a part of retraining. And then the government needs to step in to regulate these bodies. You understand? Now, in China, TikTok cannot show you content that is not educative. But in Nigeria, go to TikTok, you see a different
and that should be more like a collaboration between the government
and they don't want you to put out things their citizens want to have. Now, but we don't have a control here. Everybody just does anything they like. That's aspect of control. But the internet is also porous now that if you just open TikTok, you start seeing nonsense. But go to change your VPN, just change your location to China. And what's the same VPN, you get different contents. I tried that recently and I was like, wow, everything TikTok will show you is just pure educative content. But come to Nigeria, all the content you get is a different content that can pollute anybody. You understand? And parents give phones to their children, give so many things to everyone around. You virtually have access to everything around you. You understand? So there's no regulation. So the way the government can come in is to regulate these bodies. You understand? And let people be trained properly. Now it starts from home. It starts from schools. It starts from the mindset people, they are putting out there. Social media is so porous that people just jump on anything they see. They jump on trends. You come on trends, you want to replicate the same trend people are doing and all that just for your own trend. Do you understand? So I think it's high time the government needs to step in and begin to, not by blocking the social media platform, not by saying, but you can actually put education in place. Train all the teachers, train all the lecturers, retrain them. Let them understand the policy behind everything. You understand? So with that, nobody will say, I don't know. By the time you now put a law behind it and say, if you do this, this is what will happen to you. Now, everybody will be careful. Everybody will sit up
All right. If you're just joining us, we are currently discussing artificial intelligence and the future of work. Is it a threat or a job opportunity? And joining us on that discussion is Mr. God's Power Otali, who is the CEO of Waiting Day Code Academy. So, Mr. Otali, let me ask this question: how can Nigeria leverage AI to boost productivity, entrepreneurship, and economic growth? How can we use AI to leverage? How can we leverage AI to do this?
Okay, now, like I mentioned earlier, learn.
Okay.
Now, we have a lot of platforms you can subscribe to.
Okay.
That will teach you. Okay, the first question is, what am I even doing? What am I expecting from this?
Okay.
If you give me a problem to solve, how will I solve this problem? What should I do first? You understand? Now, I could actually pull all those things for AI to help me analyze. Now, I want to share the video content, and I was like, I don't know where to start from. I just painted the idea to AI. I said, this is what I want to do. Can you guide me on what to do? And he gave me every scene, gave me the speech, everything I should say per scene. All I need to do is just take this statement, give it to those who react it. And I join the videos together, put sound effects, and of course, before you know it, I have it there, out there. Now, we recorded a video recently, and we went into where we recorded that video was noisy, very noisy, and we could barely hear the person speaking. And I was like, oh, how do we do this? Let's give it to AI. Remove the background noise. The noise of this video.
Okay.
Then we now put our own background noise. Now, how people can integrate AI into whatever they are doing is to, one, find what works for them. Whatever you are doing, you are a fashion designer, you are a programmer, you are a media person, you are a social media marketer, you are a product manager. How can you put this into what you are doing? Then that will direct you to which of them you should learn. You understand? If you are the type that want to put what you are doing out there. Now, for instance, you could be a newscaster or a presenter, you have a statement and your constructive of English is not well arranged. You give it to AI to help you arrange it, to arrange it properly for you and give you a simpler command of English.
Okay, sorry, Mr. Agospa, because of our time. Now, let's look at the future outlook.
Okay.
Looking at a 10 to 20 years' time, how do you see AI shaping the human society? Taking over or creating more jobs?
Creating more jobs. Creating opportunities, let me say that. It's going to create a lot of jobs like AI engineering, like prompt engineers, data analysts, can create jobs like cybersecurity experts. Because now all these courses are actually online, you can actually go and learn from. You have it at your disposal, paying so less to learn. So, and a lot of companies are coming out to push out the learning model for people to learn. Now, if you are not learning here at this age, you're only going to lose your job because you didn't learn. And your job will be replaced by you. Because those who are learning and using it for daily work are going to come to replace you. So you'll be out of date.
Okay. Can we look at the lucrative part of this AI? How lucrative and profitable is AI?
Very, very. I've made so much money using AI. Like, I have so many clients. I write books for people. And my clients can come and say, oh, I want this book translated in French, in Spanish. They have no idea. Some of them will even they don't even write it. They will just do a voice and say, this is what I want to say in this chapter. Okay, my own duty is to give it to AI to extract the audio, put it in the text format, and also help me build the story. Now, I will now translate in several languages and say, okay, this is what you have. You understand? Now, it needs the person's story to also improve what I am doing. You understand? So it's going to create a lot of opportunities, and I've earned so much. Come to graphics, come to logo generation. Even this can generate logos for you now. You don't even have to stress yourself. Just go to Logo AI, put your prompt there, tell it what you want. It will create the logo for you. Now, if you have a logo that is not fine, put it on some platforms. It will refine the whole logo and give it to you back in the better format. You understand? So it's just integration of this AI, making it, just learn. And then whenever you are learning, once you have learned what to do, just plug all these things into those different aspects of you, social media, driving, marketing and all that, you will see results. You definitely get money. People will pay you to want to learn.
Something about skills. Can you recommend some skills that, particularly to youth, some skill they can explore in this AI?
Okay, now software engineering is there, software development, web development. Though now they said AI generates a website in less than a few minutes.
Yes,
you understand? But once you have problem to analyze, arrange the way the person wants it, you will see the creativity of someone to do that. Data analytics is there. Robotics and AI is there. You can actually learn automation. All these smart doors, putting a card, the days of using key is over. You understand? They are all still programming. Do you understand? Now, learning courses like AI is a course actually. Machine learning. You understand? Using Python, using a lot of analysis and all that. You bring them together. Learning graphics, learning video editing. Though it's also, AI is also being integrated into video editing now, but you need to know. Because some of us who are using AI, we just do the prompts. We don't really dwell on the in-depth of the skill. You understand? You can, for someone who is your video editor as a station now, if he now applies AI to whatever he's doing, he's going to go boom.
Because of our time, you talked about your academics. Maybe in 60 seconds, you can let us in.
Okay, within the academy is located in Akure, Ondo State here. And what we do over the years is to train young people, catch them young on digital skill. Whether you are going out, you go back to university, or you are about to go into university, or you are done with your youth service, or you are about to go for sideways, we welcome you. Like we're welcoming some new students today now. Understand?
Thank you so much, Mr. Gospel Otali, the CEO, Waiting Day Integrated Technology Limited, for sharing your thoughts and your professional insight on the concept of AI. Of course, you heard him. He said something very interesting, that if you are not learning AI to enhance your work, then you stand the risk of your job dispelling you. That's very true. And we've talked about it, that it's never the issue of dispelling you or taking you out of your job, but learning, enhancing, leverage on it to enhance your productivity. All right, we take a break now. When we come back, it will be time to have the second discussion for today. Stay with us. It's still AM Today.
Chief Michael Adekunle Ajashin, born November 28, 1908, was a distinguished Nigerian educator, politician and statesman renowned for his integrity, commitment to democracy, and transformative impact on education in Nigeria. Born in Owo, present-day Ondo State, Ajashi began his education at St. Andrew's College, Oyo, from 1924 to 1927, where he trained as a teacher. He furthered his studies at Fowler Bay College in Sierra Leone, earning a Bachelor of Arts degree in English, Modern History and Economics in 1946. He then obtained a postgraduate diploma in education from the University of London in 1947. Ajashin's career in education commenced with his appointment as principal of Imadi College in Owo in 1947. He was instrumental in staff development, encouraging teachers to pursue further training at institutions like University College Ibadan. In 1963, he founded Owo High School, serving as the first principal until his retirement in 1975. Ajashin's political journey began in the 1950s as a founding member and national vice president of the Action Group, advocating for policies such as free education, universal health care, and Nigeria's immediate independence. He served as a federal legislator from 1954 to 1966. In 1979, he was elected governor of Ondo State under the Unity Party of Nigeria (UPN), with Akin Omoboriwo as his deputy. His administration prioritized education, establishing the Ondo State University in 1982, now Ekiti State University, and the Polytechnic Owo. In the 1983 elections, Ajashin was initially declared the loser amid allegations of electoral malpractice. However, the Supreme Court later reinstated him, affirming his victory. His tenure was cut short by the military coup on 31 December 1983. In 1939, Ajashin married Babafunke Tenabe, a fellow educator. They had 4 children, including Olajumoke Anifowoshi, who later served as Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice in Ondo State. Ajashin's commitment to democracy was evident in the 1990s when he became a leading figure in the National Democratic Coalition, NADECO, advocating for the restoration of democracy and the recognition of MKO Abiola's electoral mandate. His activism led to his arrest in 1995 under General Sani Abacha's regime. In recognition of his contributions, Ondo State University was renamed Adekunle Ajashin University in 2000. His governance style, marked by simplicity and incorruptibility, remains a benchmark in Nigerian politics, as he once stated. And I quote, "I came into office in October 1979 with a set of my own rich native dresses and left office in December 1983 with the same set of dresses. No addition, no subtraction." His legacies continue to linger in memories, generation after generation.
All right, I'm happy this morning because I'll tell you why. Because we are so privileged to have in the studio with us this morning an elder statesman, and I would say a voice that has been consistent in ensuring and advocating, agitating, struggling to ensure that Nigeria becomes a better society, a society where all of us can be proud of, a society that is working for all, not for some. I would call him an advocate of fairness, equity, and justice. Also a voice that has been in the saddle of promoting the social, political identity of the Yoruba people. I will also tell you a primary witness, in the events, the histories, and the chronicles that led to the creation of Ondo State in 1976. So with all pleasure, I welcome this morning an elder statesman, a nationalist par excellence, an author extraordinaire, Bashorun Arugbofa. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
It's a pleasure to have you on the show, sir.
Thanks a lot for inviting me.
Okay, we really appreciate you for taking you out of your convenience this morning. We are not taking it for granted, sir. Thank you for honoring us.
It's a pleasure.
All right, sir.
Neither am I taking your invitation for granted.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir. So maybe let's begin with this. Your book. You are launching the public presentation of a book titled Understanding Afenifere, the Leadership Through the Yoruba Leadership Organization.
A journey through.
A journey through, yes, a journey through the Yoruba Leadership Organization. At this point in time, one would just assume that you should be resting because you paid your dues. You paid your dues, you contributed enormously from the national point of view and on. But here you are still writing, because I also agree to the fact that there is a saying that the secret of life is in the book unread. And authors like you, when you want to pass something across to the younger generation, you hide it in a book. Very interesting. So, sir, I would like to know what inspired this book at this point in time, at this stage of your life.
Let me once again thank you for giving me this fantastic opportunity. And I appreciate your introductory remarks. The birthday to me is secondary. It's between me and my God. But the book is between me and the public. So I can have my birthday quietly. But this book, when I write for the public to make sure that all is well, or to educate or inform. So this book, to me, is like when I built a factory now to be commissioned, understanding Afenifere, because very many people don't understand Afenifere. Very many. As many people as there are, as many opinions they express. And I appreciate the Almighty God for giving me the opportunity to be able to sit down, discipline myself, and come out with this book, so that the public can be better educated. As to why I'm still writing or something like that, well, I believe life has to be fought to a standstill. That's my philosophy about life. And you have to keep busy, doing something positive. There is time from 6 a.m. till the following morning. You can't be idle. The moment you stop using your brain, that's the moment you are dying. It's like the battery of a vehicle. If you don't put a battery right, it will start malfunctioning. The brain is like that. So I thank God that I'm still writing, and I still hope to continue to write. Yes.
So sir, you're saying we need to keep engaging the brain?
Of course, yes. Of course, yes.
Okay.
And try to leave something behind for posterity. Leave something behind.
All right, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for that. Let's now, for a lot of younger Nigerians who do not understand what Afenifere stands for, can you just take us in a brief, take us through the historical origin of Afenifere and the circumstances that led to its creation?
Thank you. When you look at the word Afenifere, you can look at it from about 3 angles.
Okay.
The generic Afenifere, which is the Yoruba meaning for, like we have in the Bible. You like me, I like you. Your problems are my problems. Your joys, my joys. So, the Afenifere generic terminology is for you to like one another. There is also the political affinity, which came about when Papa Awolowo was trying to get a catchy phrase to mobilize the people, because the word action group couldn't easily penetrate the minds of the electorate. So the leaders then had to think of an appropriate expression that could really convey the meaning of action group, so that during the electionary campaign, people could better understand it. So then, they put us together. It was during a discussion like this, and Chief A.M. Akeloye, who was then a very strong member of the action group, came out with a ferry that it could be used to sell action group. So that was how the political aspect came about.
Okay. All right, sir.
Just a second.
Okay.
There is a third aspect to Ferry,
Okay.
which is social political. Now, this became imperative when Papa Adesanya, we call him Akpamaku,
Okay.
when he was our leader, and the we were having a tough time. The military boys had done a lot of havoc on Ferry. The at the center, and again the northern oligarchy, who had the opportunity of becoming the president of this country, was not also fair to Ferry. In effect, not fair to the Yorubas. And so, Papa Adesanya had that problem of how to bring Yoruba people together. But things had gone so bad that he had to make sure that Ferry should not continue to be political. So he had to relax. And Ferry members had to relax. So that instead of being political, we have to make it social political. Okay. So that more people can come in from all angles and assist the Yorubas in the struggle to fight and get themselves away from the clutches of the federal rulers at that time.
Okay.
So if we look at it from that angle, we get, then there's another thing you brought in.
Okay.
While the philosophy of Ferry, you mentioned something like that. Yes. The philosophy of Ferry is tied down to the philosophy of action group. The four cardinal program of the action group: free education, free health, employment for able-bodied people, and rural integration. With all this being brought together, you have life more abundant.
Yes. Okay, sir.
So maybe I should come in now. The political side of Ferry. if you remember, sir, at the advent of Nigerian Fourth Republic in 1999, Afenifere played a significant role in the formation of Alliance for Democracy. So at that time, during this
it was not that it played, it was
rated, of
yes,
course. Okay,
it created it.
So AD, Alliance for Democracy, was the baby of Afenifere, to put it that way. Okay, so at that time, how did the period influence governance, development, and democratic consolidation in the Southwest?
Well, it was a continuation of the philosophy of Afenifere.
Okay.
Like I mentioned earlier on, a continuation of providing free education to the people, providing jobs for the youth, our agriculture, making the farmers happier, providing the inputs, the cocoa we had, and many other things like that. And of course, the health of the people. All these things were intensified.
All right.
Just to have life abundance.
Yes, to make things better for everybody. It was a continuation.
Okay.
You see, Afenifere has suffered a lot from the hands of the military oligarchy and the northern oligarchy. And we had a lot of setbacks. So anytime we had the opportunity, we would try as much as possible to bring all these things back, even when we are in opposition. Take for example, when Babawolo was in opposition, he did his best to get all these things into governance, even though the Prime Minister then and the other people were not sharing his views, but he kept on impressing to them that was the way, that was the right thing for this country to go. And you correct that because we did not do that, that led to the first coup. Because people were not happy. You had corruption at its highest, nepotism, wow, as at that time. These are the things Afenifere didn't like.
Okay, sir. Can you
before you allow me, please, sir, AD, the baby of Afenifere, gone into political oblivion or probably metamorphosed into another political identity to meet up to today's political realities. What's your take on that, sir?
You said AD got into what?
AD, Alliance for Democracy, the baby of Afenifere. Where is AD today? Or what extent, what is Afenifere doing to revive or resuscitate AD as a political identity?
Look, Afenifere was not the only party that, if you like, died then. All the parties that were existing then all died, in this sense that I think there was the military. Anytime the military struck, all political parties will vanish. And that is the beauty about Afenifere. Since Afenifere is not a political party, it has been surviving all these trials, all these travails. So it was not only AD alone. The other parties, NPP, NP, the other political parties from other parts of the country also went away with the military incursion. As to what Afenifere has been doing politically, I've made it clear. Afenifere is not a political party. We are socio-political. And we could create or bring together a party for our members to contest, which we have been doing. When AD and others disappeared, for example, we reintroduced SDP for our members who had political aspirations to contest. You will remember that it was SDP that MQ Abiola used to contest his presidential election. So when the military boys came and silenced, banned all the political parties, they couldn't ban Afenifere because it wasn't. It was social political. Thereafter, we came together, founded AD. So when AD also was banned, we went to bring back to life SDP for those who wanted to contest to contest. And SDP is still there up to today.
All right, sir. Let's talk about your book, sir. What key message or lesson do you hope readers, especially younger generations, take away from this book?
Well, a lot. I want people to learn from our leaders, their lifestyle, their sacrifices, their visions about life. Our leaders, beginning from Chief Obafemi Awolowo to Abajashi to Ibrahim Adesanya, and for the younger ones, Chief Ruben Fashoranti. These are leaders par excellence. They made a lot of sacrifices. They were examples of excellent living in anything. About their morals, about the attitude towards life, even to the society. They were always satisfied with whatever they had. The moribund accumulation of wealth, not for them. Let me give you an illustration. When the AD governors bought a jeep for Ibrahim Adesanya, he cracked this joke. They brought the vehicle to him and he said, okay, thank you, but where is the ladder for me to use to climb this? But look, I don't need this type of, but where is the ladder? So they
So I'm afraid we have to go.
Because of our time, sir.
But that is well established. The lessons and what we expect from the book. Well registered. Thank you so much for your time, sir. Thank you so much, Bashor Hussein.
Because of our time,
we have to pave way for another program.
Okay.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Like I said, you pay your dues, and generation after generation, we forever be grateful to you for your contribution in terms of national development and other things. Thank you so much, sir. So that's the size of the show this morning. I believe you'll be well enlightened and well engaged.
Can we quickly talk about your birthday, sir? In honor your birthday, I believe it's coming up very soon. The event coming up in honor of your birthday.
Still chipping that.
Yes, just quickly. For the book presentation, when is the book presentation, and what is the expectation of the event?
Well, three things are making the day March 21st. Instead of March 23rd. To me, the most important is the book, Understanding Afenifere, a journey through the Yoruba foremost organization. Will be presented. There's a book written in my honor. I was always dazed when this book was presented to me by Professor Aderomu, the current chairman, Government Council, Federal University of this in Gombe. The two books will be presented, and the third, the Association of Nigerian Authors all over the country will be giving me its fellowship.
Okay.
So the investiture will take place.
Okay.
These are the three things being packaged to mark the birthday.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
All right, so we wish you all the best and long life in Jesus' name. So, like I said, that's the size of the show this morning. We'll be having a very interesting discussion with our father, Elder Statesman, Bashorun Sendi Arubofa. So that's the size of the show. We return next week with another exciting edition. Until then, do your best, give in your best, and you will get the result. Alex Adeju is my name. I'm from Bukola.
Yes, thank you so much for being a part of the discussion today on AM, this morning. And until we come your way again, do have a productive day. Bye.